Hello YouTube, Camodo Gaming here, bringing you guys another episode of City Skylines, and today I've got a couple things to actually show you guys. Now, I've been playing the game pretty straightforward with the milestones, but we recently unlocked our last one, so I've got it to where I've pretty much purchased all the areas down here, and in turn, I've been able to connect the highways. Now, I would have done this in an episode, but to me, building highways is a bit boring. But as you can see, we left off about right here, and I've extended the highways all the way around to here. So now all of our highways make a big circle around the big city. So I think it's fairly efficient. We are getting some blockage in certain spots. I did have to change a couple of things. And you'll notice another one of these, I call them Texas style exit systems. I placed another one right here because initially this road went under the highway, and they were all stacking up at an exit down here, which they're still somewhat doing it, but I'm giving them the opportunity to exit here and then exit down there. So in turn, that will probably, it will help traffic out a little bit. I don't think it's the be-all end-all to fix it, but what we're going to do here today. Now, this airport bothers me because we unlocked the international airport, of course, last episode. I feel like we need to have that in place instead of this one. Now, as a temporary fix, while I'm trying to get it in place, we're gonna move this one, and it's gonna be odd. I'm gonna stick it. Can I stick it over here? I can. Now, this is very, very temporary. This is, oh, everybody's, why would you be happy about that? You're in a house. I just moved an airport right beside you. But anyways, what we're gonna do here, let's go ahead, let's cut this down. I'm gonna get rid of the, oh boy, wrong cut, hold on, pause. All right, let's fix that real quick. There we go. All right, so we just avoided our blackout. I'm gonna de-zone this little commercial area I had right by the airport, as I see it's fairly pointless at the moment. We're gonna delete this, and we're gonna delete all of these little roads right here. That's a little depot. What is that? Okay, there we go. All right, so I still don't think this is a big enough area. Let's unpause it real quick. You'll see the electricity's restored. I should probably make a safer connection maybe over here. And oh, airport doesn't have water. Yeah, I didn't intend on putting anything right there. There we go, and probably what, doesn't have power. Okay, gotcha. All right, very temporary setup for the airport. Now, that might hurt us for a little bit. Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of a population dip. Anytime you move something major like that, it affects businesses. And yeah, nobody's having a good time at the moment. But we're going to try to fix this as fast as possible and minimize the impact here. Why are you guys sticking around? It's time to go. But anyways, let's go ahead and see, where is this airport at? Airport. International airport. I still don't think it's going to fit. So I want it here, and its runways are really awkward, and I've got to see, all right, well, which road am I going to move? And obviously, it's going to have to be the big road out here. Now, question is, it's starting to rain again. I noticed this last episode, it started to rain a whole lot in the town, which it's been a while. I guess it's just that time of season. Let's go ahead, delete that. How do I want to do this? This is a bit of a tricky situation since the highway systems are already in place. What I could do, I want to stick it here. I could shift this road. I could run it underground and curve it and make it pop back up over here. But I still need roads to and from the airport. So let's cut this road real quick. Let's not need it. And how do we want to do this? Let's go ahead and cut here. Now this might be a bit odd, and I'm not sure I'm gonna like the way this looks, but in order to fit this, this might be our only option. Now what am I using here? I'm using the big 6 lane. Okay, so what if I were to, I could curve it like this and then just kind of make it naturally kind of flow somewhat with the highway. I know that looks odd, and that's going to be like a really odd entrance into the roundabout. So it'd be something like, I don't know. Let's go ahead and delete this real quick. It would be something along the lines of, say, like that, and then I can figure out exactly where the road for the airport's gonna be. Let's go and see if we can place that in. All right, yeah, this will fit. Okay, where's the road? Where do people get picked up at on this thing? That's probably the bigger question I should be asking. Let's place it down, and then we'll see. Let's go ahead and pause this real quick. Where do people get picked up at? Is it along the terminal here? Oh, it is. Oh, so that means it's backwards. Me and backwards don't get along here. Okay, let's shift this. I could locate it like that and they'll have access. Can I do it like this? See, this is the only way actually I can. Those runways are a bit close to the roads, I would say, but that will place there. Look at that. I mean, you're gonna have, maybe I could put like a fence or something. I'm looking at this. I can picture just planes coming right over, which the airport I'm actually close to is somewhat like that. The planes barely make it over the highway. It's actually kind of frightening looking, but I think this is gonna be our solution here for it. And as odd as it is, and the placements to me isn't the best, let's go ahead, run this out. Let's just go ahead and refund that. We'll curve it into the road here. So, airport's hooked up. It's got water, electricity. It probably does not have right now. I can run a line from here to, well, let me get it over the road here to there. I don't like this connection. I think I'd rather, okay, we have a connection. I'm trying to think where I can move another connection, maybe along the road. I don't like this running across this field like that. We'll keep it for kind of temporary. But there we go. We have an airport, and that is a beautiful airport. It is, like I said, a bit odd in placement, but this should help. Now, question is, I don't think we need this. I mean, I guess we could move it. Maybe we can move it back somewhere else. I mean, sometimes these big areas like this do have multiple airports, but I'm not sure that's quite in our agenda right now. Oh boy, don't want to keep it. I think we're gonna delete it. I really don't think it's necessary now that we've got the big one. I know you're upset, you no longer have planes flying over your house. Now we just got a big influx. Now we are losing population, but we got a big influx in they need residential zoning. Now, question is, where do we want to start letting them build again? We could. Thought about putting some residential over here. We're gonna finish this off with commercial here, so let's go ahead and give them that. Go ahead and highlight all of these, let them build into here. You check my water and see, do we have water down here? Not all the way. Okay, let's go ahead and connect these, run them up the river here. Now I've got to figure out, I'm gonna look at the map for a bit and let it pass today, and I've got to figure out exactly where I want to stick the new areas of residential real quick. Alright, it is morning. Now we still have our population dipping. Everything's kind of turning over right now. The international airport is up and running. I've seen a couple planes go in and out. What we have a high demand for right now is actual residential. So, I've created this bridge here, and I figured, you know what? We could have a nice neighborhood down here. Like maybe kind of an upper class, hopefully get some nice houses in. South of here, I can't actually buy this land, so I have kind of limited space right in here. So I think we could build a neighborhood here, and then I actually want to eventually add a bit of industrial, and we might add it back up here to get it where we can cycle these goods instead of everything having to come from one side of the island, or, well, I guess it's not really an island, I guess the one side of the map. So, let's go ahead. We've got a really high demand for, let's see, residential. Let me see what I want to do. I mean, we could just do your standard. I want to kind of have the houses along the river here. So we could, I don't want to create the intersection. Probably about right there would be fine. Let's do that. And let's go ahead. We're going to run this. We're going to continue to curve this. Now, I don't know where this is going to end. Let's just do it about right there for now. And what I want to do, I want to make some curves. And let's do it just street by street here. Kind of do a little bit of a design. I know I should be a little bit faster about this because the whole fact we're in a little bit of a crisis as far as there's no housing available, but I want to kind of give this a little bit of a design, and as it gets bigger, the curves are going to get a little less aggressive. Something like that. I want spacing in between the houses on this neighborhood. Like, I want a lot of spacing. I don't want to make this a compact neighborhood at all. That way we'll have a space for parks, and I think this is a little too aggressive. Let's go ahead and lessen that curve there. Yeah, but I don't want there to be like houses piled on top of each other. That's not the idea for this neighborhood. So let's run our water across. We'll just run it like it's under the bridge here. And we're gonna run up the side here, and then we'll just start crossing over. We'll do it one there, one there. There, we got plenty of water right now. We might need another sewage treatment facility soon. So we've got that. Where's the nearest power source? Oh, no, not plant, source. Let's see. We're gonna need this power line here. So we'll run it like it's alongside the bridge here. So we'll run it across like so. And we'll start it up, let's say about right here. We'll run it one over. Okay, so now they should be able to start moving. We're gonna give them some incentives to move over here. So let's just go ahead and highlight this whole area. You've got all these spaces to move into. So we're gonna create a district here, and we're gonna, let's go ahead and highlight this. I don't know what we're gonna call this, but you can see they're already starting to move in. This should reverse because we lost about 2,000 population right now, just because of everything turning over, moving the airport there. Let's see, policies. Let's go recycling. I don't want to ban pets. Smoking ban. Parks and recreation. Education boost. Free public transport if we move something over there. Let's see, that looks okay there. Okay, they're going to start building houses. These actually look like ranch style houses. Maybe it's just because how far it is out. I don't know. And we're going to go ahead and give them their own little school here. So let's go with an elementary school here on the corner, and we'll get them a high school. I got another one of those little private schools, one right here. So let's use those two. So they've got education. We might move those a bit. I'm not sure. I'm gonna let this all connect, and we'll delete that one line that goes across. So these houses already kind of look nice. It's really odd. Let's go ahead and do that. They need a park of some sorts here. So let's give them, do we have anything? I don't think I've downloaded anything new that would fit here. We can give them a baseball field. We'll have to see where we're going to stick that. Let's go ahead and go with a kind of a normal park. Basketball court. I think we got a tennis club. That would actually kind of suit the neighborhood a bit. Let's go ahead and stick that by the schools. So we've got one of those, and let's give them a normal style park here. Probably one of the first ones. You've got a small park. How big? Small park? That's not actually that small. I think a small park, if we can stick it... we can't stick it on the road because it's curved. I'd like to stick it right here. We could go a little further down. Will it stick anywhere on here? Nope, it's because that curve. I mean, I could stick it right here. I don't know if the placement looks a bit odd on it. So yeah, they've got a tennis club, private school, elementary. This private school, I believe, houses both elementary and high school, but it doesn't have a big capacity, so I feel like it's probably necessary to have a elementary school over there. So hopefully this will turn around the population a bit. This isn't probably long-term. I mean, it's not like they're going to be piling in a ton of people in here, but we'll let that start up here. Now let's go ahead and turn our attention here and see what we need to be doing. They're packed in pretty tight over here. Let's see, what are our demands? We've got a little bit of a demand for commercial, which I think we've basically filled out this area over here. Let's swap this around. Let's zone these last couple of spots. I don't want to zone right here along the river. I think that would look a little odd for commercial. So they're going up there. Tourism looks like it's doing pretty good right now. We're still losing population, but it's kind of, we're still in that little turnover period. Hopefully we can reduce that here very shortly. Alright, so we've done a big cycling. I call this a big cycling because I let the game set for a while to see exactly what was going on. And one of the problems I figured out that we had and why we were losing some population is the transportation. I kind of ignored it over here. So I have gone in And I went ahead and did this. This is another boring thing that I don't like to show. I did build a metro line that runs from the city out to here, and that instantly boosted happiness. Now, I do feel like we need a bus line out here too. I do have one going, but I don't know if there's enough services getting to it. Oh, do we have a little bit of a water scare over here? So I've got to make sure these bus services are getting to it. Now, as you can see, a lot of money's gone. I've let it go into the red because I'm not really concerned about it from that standpoint. So I did a little bit of that. I built the transportation, and I did lower the taxes just slightly, and it seemed to reverse everything that was going on. And somehow we don't have a line connected here. I'll have to look at this one. That's one of our metro lines. I did run one out here, but it's saying like it doesn't have a actual loop going. I have to check on that one. But anyways, the neighborhood over here is starting to grow. They've got some nice little services out here. Of course, like I said, you have your schools, the tennis club, park. I did build a cemetery. Now, I like the crematoriums because it's just like they don't fill up. But for something traditional like a neighborhood, I feel like probably having some sort of cemetery like this is perfectly fine. Now, one thing I've been tempted to do, and oh, look at this. That is a medium demand for commercial zoning. You know, I've been tempted to do a little bit more commercial over here, or does another area need it? We haven't been over here in a while. This is Sycamore Heights. This is kind of where it all started. You know what? I think maybe we're going to give the commercial boost over here, because this feels like an area that should be filled in. So let's do that. Let's go and just overshoot it here. Run that down here. There we go. What kind of roads have we been running up here? That actually is a road with a turning lane. I don't recall using that too much, but apparently I did over here. So let's do that. We've got water run through. I think pretty much this whole side's got water. Let's go low density commercial. Let's go ahead and light those up. There we go. And you know what? Let's give them this little bottom piece here too. There we go. So hopefully, actually we can give them the side here also. This is a nice little commercial district. I've always been kind of fond of this side of the map here. It's just been a while since we've really worked on it. And I do feel bad sometimes ignoring it. And I try not to because you always constantly want to expand. But this is definitely pretty good here. And let's see, it's all zoned in. It's got its district going here. Okay, so that's nice and ready to go there. Let's, where do we want to cruise to next? I'm still struggling with the, we have a little bit of a problem here, and this is a part of what's affected us a little bit. I don't know if it's the population gap or maybe it's the education gap, that our citizens are so well educated, which I've been trying to replace a lot of this with office, but there is definitely a need for workers out in the industrial zones. And I've been trying to supply that by making like low density residential, like the neighborhood we have, let's see, back here. But it has still been a bit of a struggle, and this is, I think, where we've seen some of our little population purges, is when the industrial areas kind of cycle around. So, still watching that. I've given them a tax break, which normally I wouldn't have done, but for the sake of continuing the growth, I went ahead and gave them a break. So, I could always add another area, but right now the demand is not there. When I thought about another industrial area, I was talking about this earlier, I thought about maybe putting it up here and out of the way. That way, those vehicles can immediately start to get on these highways that we have, and they can start going down and trying to fix some of the traffic issues that we do have. Even though I think I've minimized a lot of the traffic issues, certainly things have gotten quite a bit better. I mean, I used to always complain about traffic. It used to be like my major issue here, and like the only real major spot is probably still just this way on the roundabout here. This was a topic of discussion so many episodes, especially the early ones, was this area here, but now since we've eliminated the industrial on this side, it's really helped it. Alright, it's another beautiful, fairly foggy morning here in the town. Everything's turned around really nicely, all our population's back. We're making money, not quite how much I normally make, but it's not too bad. But what I do want to do here is help the tourism part of our town here. Now, what the heck is going on out there? It seems like we need another port. That isn't just a conga line of cruise ships. Okay, Well, that's kind of cool, but anyways, what we need, I want to build some of these tourism buildings, and they are really awkward buildings because they have to be built right on the water. Now, bad thing is getting a road down there that's sufficient enough to work and doesn't look odd. And I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid the odd part because the terrain is odd. I've tried to adjust this a little bit, and the only way to level this off is to either lower it or raise it up. Now, when you raise it up, it creates a really awkward effect with the water, and it just doesn't look right. So what we're going to have to do, I'm going to have to bite the bullet here. And even though it's going to look a little odd, we're going to have to stick this down like here. So this is like a fishing pier. Let's try to get these at least in a line. And let's pause here. Fishing pier, there's fishing tours. So hopefully it's kind of spacey's a bit. Jet ski rentals. I think there's a couple mods that actually make some of the beaches look populated, by the way. Would like to have those. And what is this? This is a restaurant pier. I mean, we could stick this... I could stick this one down here. Let's do that. And we'll stick another... I want to put another fishing pier down there. That would probably be okay. So, what we're going to do here. These are going to be dead-end roads. That's the only way I can really think of doing these. It does, like I said, look a bit odd. But we're going to break it off from here. And we're going to run it... about like this. Now let's see, how close to these do we need to be is the question. That's good, that's not good. That is a matter of really not much right there. Okay, let's delete that. Let's find another way to angle this road. I don't like doing this, it's really awkward, but I feel like we need it. I mean, we haven't used it yet, and I'm pretty sure I've had some people kind of questions like, hey, there's a couple buildings you have not used quite yet for your tourism areas. And I'm like, yep, I know. It's just a matter of getting around to actually being able to place them. And come on, buddy. Let's see, can I curve this road just a bit? I can. That creates a bit of an awkward position, does it not? Yes, it does. See, I'm not a big fan of that because it makes the beach look elevated too. Boy. Let's see if we can do this a little better on this side. Say we're gonna break off from, say, here. So we'll do that. Nope, either way, this is gonna try to raise the road up to a little bit of a ridiculous height. Now, what I would like to do, and I'm gonna look for the mods to do it. Does that look awkward? It does look a bit awkward, but there's not much I can do about that. I'm still gonna try to work with the terrain a bit. I don't like doing it this way, and another thing I might be able to work with, there's some mods I'm almost 100% sure that create the illusion of the beaches being full, almost like little areas you can place. Looks like there's people on the water or around it, and I would like to put those along here, and maybe it will make this not look so bad. But let's go ahead, fast forward time here. There we go. Now, I don't know if these buildings, I'm assuming we'll actually see some jet skis in the water, and that water looks absolutely treacherous. What's this mean? Building is flooding. Well, let's replace you real quick. Okay, that's the fishing pier. Let's go ahead and destroy that. See, just that little bit, it's completely changing the water, and yeah, it's making for a really awkward situation. Let's put it a little closer here. There we go. And that should drag electricity across. There we go. Are these buildings okay? See, these look like they're really far out of water. I mean, you can see people fishing on them. That's pretty neat, but it's just kind of awkward. It really is. And it really kills me about this map not being able to own this area here. That didn't really occur to me, and now the more I look at it, the more it's a complete shame that we can't own that area. But anyways, we are making a lot of money now. We're plus 30,000, so everything's really turned over. I was pretty afraid when we were going to stick this international airport in, that initial switch over was going to be pretty harsh, which it was. We did lose a lot of population, but we've certainly gained it back. On our way to that 100,000. This thing is costing us a bit, but it seems like the tourists are coming in, a whole lot of them, so none of the businesses here are complaining about not having customers. So we really do have a nice district going on here. But anyways, that's going to probably about wrap it up for today's episode here. We will jump over 100,000 population here very soon. We should hit it next episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this though. I'm super happy that you guys are enjoying this series, for liking it, commenting on the videos. It's been really special to me. But anyways, folks, we will see you guys next time in City Skylines. Thank you.